guy might be a piece of shit. And I'm like, oh, I gotta go look it up.
Oh, what do you mean? Like you got booked for something and then someone sent you a message being like, "Ooh, don't do that," that kind of thing.
No,
I've
it
gotten
was
a
like I
couple of
was.
those in the past.
It was more. I was at lunch and I was like doing that, and they're like, and I was like, oh, I think that guy did some fucked up shit. I was like, ugh. And then I like talked to other people, and they were like, I know the other person who runs the show. They never mentioned it.
Okay.
And it's just like it's what it is. It's a lot of hearsay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, is this like it's in the thing of like, has anyone called this person out?
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't want to like. It's one of the things where it's like I don't want to be associated with someone who's done this super fucked up thing, but I also like it's that thing of like I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Has David? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a tough middle ground where it's like I don't want to support a business, excuse me, or be affiliated with a show with a monster, but also, are they a monster or did someone say they're a monster?
And the only reason, and by the way, this is not, I like this can be interpreted a lot of different ways. I don't want to make anyone think that's like I demand proof and stuff like that. It's just that show business, there's a lot of bullshit flown around, and like also more importantly, I have literally seen this. Stay away from that guy. That guy attacks women, and I say that guy. That's the person you said, and they went, "Oh no, I don't know who that is." And I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And they're like, "I guess I misremembered the story," and I was like. Oh,
that's not great. If you, yeah, it's tough navigation.
It's one of the weirdest things because it's that thing of I just blanket just like that stays with me forever. That moment where I was just like, oh yeah, not that person. Well, one of the craziest moments of my life. I was just like,
damn.
What? How many people have you told? And they were like, I don't know. And I was like, boy, yo, boy,
not ideal,
not
ideal.
Yeah, it's just I just don't know what to fucking do. Because not something you can be that unsure of. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like it's just
yeah. That's when you speak, you want to speak with conviction. You know, you want to be able to say it from your chest.
I wish Frank was here. Frank was supposed to be here, but Frank forgot. His whole family's in town for a wedding, so he booked. He came on, and then just. And he, by the way, well, I don't know. Yesterday he was at a family wedding. Today he's like, me and my dad. My dad's in town, and we're doing taco shit. And I was like,
yeah, man.
I don't know what that means, man.
Especially after the last couple of years, you gotta take the family time you can. I think taco shit. Remember last time he was on, he talked about how him and his dad just go around and try tacos all over LA.
I mean, that's all you really need to do in terms of eating in this town.
It's pretty great. He said his dad's just thrilled. They hit all the trucks. They hit all these new restaurants. They try to hit new ones every time. What a fucking great day. Me too, Earl. So hungry now. I made a nice bacon and egg sandwich. The lady that lived in this apartment before me, she's like, I got a bunch of shit in the fridge. I don't want to throw it away, so just make what you want. So I went through it today. I was like, this is high quality bacon and free range eggs. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Well, you go bacon and egg sandwich.
Yeah. I like it. It's that's what I eat at home. And when I'm out, I don't do it so much because my dad had to tell me off for it when I was 8. He said when we're at home, you do whatever you want, but in a restaurant, if they serve it to you that way, you just you eat it the way that they make it. And I was like, all right, that seems fair. I'm a little more loosey goosey about it now. But
that's wild that he's like, you do not make a sandwich, even if they give you all the sandwich fixings.
If you order a sandwich, then cool, but otherwise, eat what you're given. And I was like, okay. I suppose
only an English person would be like, there are fucking rules here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was raised with like my grandmother was very class aspirational. And so like she was the workingest of working class, but she very much didn't want to be. So like she spoke with a middle class accent on purpose. She raised them with what she believed to be middle class morals and etiquette and things like that, to the point where she was very heavy on etiquette. They stopped sending me Christmas presents for a while because I forgot to write thank you letters, even though really that should be on my parents because I was 7.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but I never forget. I don't forget now. Always thank people for presents. And I remember calling them on Christmas to wish them a Merry Christmas and being like, oh, I don't think your present got here. And she went, "Oh, we didn't send you one." I said, "Why?" And she said, "Because you didn't send us a thank you gift for last, or a thank you note from last year, so we didn't. We thought maybe you didn't like it." I was like, "Passive aggressive and withholding? Damn, Grandma, way to go!"
I would have right there. This is when I pick up the phone. Hi, that's your grandchild. You're not supposed to be teaching the grandchildren lessons. I am the parent. I will teach the lessons. No, don't do that.
Oh, my dad loved it when other people taught us lessons. My dad was very much a lean back, wait for an emergency kind of dad.
Yeah, you mean a dad?
Yeah.
Bear in mind, pre 9/11, do what you want. As a dad, what a time! Those
Oh.
terrorists took more from us than just those 3,000 souls. They made us be more aware as a society. Oh, I'm so tired. I woke up at 6:45 for no reason today.
I woke up at 7 this morning, just
Wild.
out of nowhere. Never wake up that early, but I'm trying to have rules now. I don't watch anything. I turn off my computer at 11 p.m. It's all shut down. No more for me.
Well, yeah.
And then
You just didn't just watch it all night.
and then I read. I read things. I put on music and I read, and then I'm asleep by midnight because I'm all tucked up. And
For
I got a
sure.
book, and I'm out cold. It's
You'd be
great.
out cold, and also how are you finding a studio apartment? I mean, coming from a hostel,
Yeah.
that's probably going to be an improvement.
Yeah, it's already pretty great. I like it. There's enough space. I've been doing yoga every morning, which is great.
Are you missing your first apartment?
No, that was a great apartment, but it was it's sort of like tarnished for me because I used that apartment to sort of get through a bunch of depression. So it was my sort of like,
it was
I
where you were
can
sad.
finally process all my sad stuff because I have space and no roommates, and I can just do what I want. And so I sort of hit that, moved into the hostel, and then was like, all right, I'm ready to do things. But that was also depressing. So that just gave me new sadness. But this is a fresh space. I'm happy to be here.
How's the and shows back?
Not really. There's like, when I moved here, there were shows every day. And now there are 2 shows, one on Wednesday, and then the pro shows at the club on Saturday. And they're good. They normally get me to host, but which is nice because it's a bit of money in my pocket as well. But there's not anywhere to work stuff out, which is obviously incredibly frustrating with my album recording in 6 weeks.
Where and when are you doing that? You haven't
March
mentioned this at all.
19th at the Heckler's Comedy Club in Victoria.
Oh, it's like you're doing it in Heckler's
Mhm.
March 19th.
Yep.
But you have that hour relatively. I mean, I
Yeah,
gotta
pretty
tell
much.
you
But like,
something-
I'm tagging it up. I'm switching stuff around. You know.
I mean, I gotta
all my
tell you,
stuff's
if you
getting
have them
better.
here, go into a fucking Zoom room with I'm about to do something you could say no to. Something I did.
I remember, yeah, when you were running your new hour over the Zoom and just sort of talking
Yeah,
it out.
And
But
literally
it's-
just
that's
not even
cool.
saying it to them. Like
I
it's
kinda wanna
literally.
be-
Well, here's
you
the
know.
problem, Chris. You're not. When
Yeah,
are you
let
going to do
for
hours
sure.
before you're recording? You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Yeah,
I
no.
think, like I
I'll
want
head over to Vancouver and I'll do some shows. I'll pick up some stage time there. But and hopefully, rooms are going to open back up in about a week and a half. The
Oh, okay. So it's not
the
confirmed.
general understanding is
I
that
thought
things might go back to full capacity.
they made the
then.
because Ontario's back to full capacity today.
Mm.
Yesterday. I am so sorry for yawning, everybody. It's been a long old week. It somehow is Thursday. This week feels like it's gone by in a fucking blur.
And yet Sunday feels like so long ago.
Yeah, well, it's just been very busy.
Hmm.
Ontario is at 50% cap. Go tell the truckers. By the way, we side with the truckers now. I've decided to side with the truckers. I said with the
Ram
truckers.
Ranch. That was for
No.
Geo. That was
We're
for
not getting
Geo.
that going. We're not getting that going.
Yeah, no. So I'm working on stuff notebook wise, and I'm writing tags and trying to fit it in, but it's obviously not ideal. Ram Ranch.
No.
But the plan is still April 1st, move to Toronto, and that'll be cool because I'll just be able to try a bunch of new stuff and put this album behind me, which I'm eager to do. There's a lot of jokes that I'm sick of telling. So
That's been, what, 3 years since you wrote? Because that was all. It was
Yes,
the
sir.
hour that you did in Edinburgh in 2009.
yeah, buddy. Yeah, so I've been telling some of these for a long ass time. I got some new stuff in there that's very good.
What
But,
horribly silly name are you calling it?
I honestly have
Crispets Ennui?
no fucking idea.
What about Crispets Ennui? WONW.
ON space WE. That was what I was going to call my very first show.
I remember.
But I let our manager talk me out of it, and I still regret that.
Why don't you call this album Ennui?
Because it doesn't make as much sense as it would have with that show. But yeah, I have no fucking idea. Kimmer's coming in. Let's talk about Bet's Baby is still tops for me.
Is it still tops for you though, Chris?
No,
Boy,
never
clear.
was. Never was, if I'm honest.
Oh.
I like someone comic recommended Chris Betts, a name you can trust. But I honestly I'm in the wind on that. I have no fucking idea. Ennui, just an hour about piss.
Yeah, why? Well, but again, it's one of those things where what do you want? Do you want the title to be funny, or you just want it to be the right title?
I
Are
honestly
you just
don't
looking
know.
for the right title?
If I can think of something that'll make me laugh every time, then sure. Like I liked my my last show name, which was Dumb But Fair. But I don't know. I don't think I want to call the album that. So yeah, it's all just up in the air, bud. I hate naming things. I've always hated. I named my first show with 5 minutes left to submit the show. I fucking hate it. Oh,
What was
this
that
is
one
cool.
called? That was Bewilderbeast?
No, the first one was Social Animal. Next one was Bewilderbeast. And then it was Dumb But Fair. So I've done 3 hours up there.
Oh yeah, because you take years off.
I do indeed. Yeah, because I do Versus the Audience every year. And I don't think writing a whole hour in a year suits me.
I like the challenge of it, but I agree. No one should do it. We shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't bring out the best in any of my friends. I watch a bunch of my friends' hours, and I'm like, this is very good because you're very talented, but it would have been better if it had some space to breathe and wasn't written in a blind panic.
It's also because everyone starts in January because you don't have time. You don't have the ability to recover. That's the problem.
In theory, you have a year, but what you really do is 8 months and really 6.
Oh, some people way less.
Yeah. But like most people have something in by Leicester Comedy Festival, which, by the way, is happening right now. If you're in Leicester, go to Leicester Comedy Festival. If you're near Leicester, go to Leicester Comedy Festival. There's going to be so much fucking good stuff. Oh, build better bets.
Or what about Chris Becks equals Best Christ?
Oh, nice. And then I don't talk about religion at all in my whole show.
That's either of these is very funny. Build better bets.
Yeah, but that's time though. That's like topical.
What about Chris Betts Improv Award winner?
I like it. And then do 0 crowd work.
Of course, I've never seen you do crowd work. I also want to go back to a Baldy comment. Where is it? Oh, it's gone. Past moist beard. He had something. There's a joke I didn't get, and I want him to explain it to me.
Oh, was it the child support thing?
No, I remember that one. Oh no, it's this one. What is Hastingsfeld? Is that Seinfeld? That's what I think it is.
For the podcast listener said, I heard bad things about Hastings dating some young lady when his 90s sitcom Hastingsfeld was at its peak.
I got to tell you, it was only reading that again where I was like, oh, that's a very good Seinfeld bit, but I only just read. I got caught on Hastingsfeld. I was like, what's that? What British sitcom's that supposed to be? I was like, oh, Seinfeld.
Yeah, it sounds like a stop on the local train. Good Better Bets is good. I like that.
Oh, I have so many yawns.
But I'm not a fan of pun names. I don't like it. A stand-up gentleman.
Wait, you prefer? Wait a minute. You don't like pun names, but pun names, I think, no, pun names are the best.
Well, yours aren't puns. Yours are just your name awkwardly crowbarred into
that's right.
But that's what not a pun.
Yes, it is. I mean, I've seen British comedy, Chris.
No, Earl, I appreciate everyone's input. Please keep them coming. But yeah,
I have news for you, Chris. Those are puns now. Have you seen what UK comedians will call puns?
The last pun comic I saw, what was it? Maybe Tony Coward's, Darren. It's been a while. Raw Doggin', an evening with Chris Betts. Part of me just wants to call it Live from Hecklers. Go old school. Well, I might use some of them. King Geo, I don't know if you were around back in the early days of this stream when I was reading off the list. I've got such a long list of terrible names.
Go get them. Go. Do you still have that list? Or go read it again. Also, you may want to head into the private chat, Chris. And just watch. Is that crazy? Is that insane?
Doesn't
will-
she have mobility issues?
Not then. So,
Absolutely incredible.
uh,
I could call it Untitled Comedy Album. Make it a tie-in.
I'd be fine with that. Just call it Chris Betts. Après le déluge, c'est le Chris Betts.
Oh, that will put off both Anglo and Franco audiences. That's a
Yes, if I
special
know
thing.
anything about grant writing and the problems faced by a variety of venues, and what you want to never do in Canada, is that Mistifer line. Why don't you just call
Oh.
it that?
It's Mistifer to you.
Yeah, no. Actually, what is the fucking horrific joke? What is the horrific
It was something
joke?
like, my name's Chris Betts. Chris is short for Christopher, but it's Mistifer to you. Something stupid like that.
Yeah, I mean that's really good.
We'll see. It's very long. It's very long, and I'm not going to go by Christopher Betts on the album
Betts.
thing. I'm going to
No,
go
but
as Chris Betts.
No, but Chris Betts, Mr. for Betts.
Yeah, but it doesn't make as much sense without Christopher.
No, but who cares?
Boom, summing it up. I don't want to go see you now, and I like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it snappy, Baldy. Baldy knows it. Baldy's
Yeah.
in there, baby. You got to make it snap. Also, how many people are saying your comedy album's title?
Hopefully a lot of people.
Yeah, but are they saying it or are they reading it? Are they going, don't we need to get Chris Betts's only comedy album? Hey, Google Chris Betts. There it is right there. Which is why you can just put whatever you want.
Oh my
Have you
god.
thought of Mein Kampf?
Oh, but mine is spelled M-I-N-E.
That's right. Mind struggle.
The White Album, and I'm wearing a Make America Great Again hat.
That's good. What about you call it the Green Revolution and you're just dressed like Muammar Gaddafi?
Oh, that's nice. Do I brown up?
Not at first.
Oh, but it's like a 3D one where depending on what angle you look at it.
You just let people know. Like anyone who's like, hey, did you brown up? You're like, not at first, I didn't. And they're like, what does that mean? You're like, well, you'll
for the
have
person,
to
though.
listen to the album.
Big shiny head, top quality.
Big shiny head. I like big shiny head.
Yeah, I'll probably be wearing a hat in the picture though.
I hate that actually. I hate it so much. Never mention that again.
Well, here you go. Yeah, these are problems I got. The show's basically done. Like it works. I'm tweaking it. It'll be fine. It's gonna be very fun. The recording that I have of it, when I did 45 minutes of it, I just killed for 45 minutes, which always feels fun. And all the stuff that I work out in bits and bobs always works really well. So I feel very confident. But
when did you last do a full hour? Is your dad gonna come to the recording?
I don't know. I think he wants to, but I don't know if I want him there.
Have you told him about it?
I did, but he forgot immediately. Vibes and Juices, very good. Could just be called Vibes.
No.
I could do like an 80s, like one of the album covers that Jordan sent you.
There. Good. Thank God. Someone was just about talking about how they were going to call their album Vibes. One of the worst ideas I've ever heard in my life. Chris? Welcome.
Yeah.
Do not call your album Vibes. That sounds like
I'm gonna show you the inspiration for the cover.
Oh, that's interesting.
That right there. It's Freddie
I mean-
Gibbs.
I mean, I like that a lot. That I like.
It's just called Vibes. It's just me with a beautiful black woman on my shoulder. Vibes.
Wouldn't your wife have a problem with that?
I don't think so. As long as I don't sleep with and then marry the beautiful black woman on my shoulder, I think it's all
Wait,
right.
are you allowed to sleep with as long as you don't marry?
Yeah, that's our deal. Is no marriage. No marriage after consummation.
Really weird. Yeah.
Just
You can
consummation.
fuck who you want. Just do not be a bigamist.
Yeah. Don't you
Very-
dare marry these people.
Do you know what a relation? You know what adultery is? No. Okay. Here's my question. How's your wife? We haven't talked about her in months. I assume she's
There's
fine.
no news.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, there's just no news. She's in Holland.
Does she hate it?
She's fine.
I hate that place.
Yeah, it's not ideal. She doesn't like Holland, but she's with her parents. They are on hard ass lockdown. so she hasn't seen a Dutch person in weeks. And so yeah, they did their latest lockdown 3 days before Christmas with no notice.
I remember.
Yeah, that was wild. So it's all still pretty harsh down there. Did you see that Rotterdam took apart their bridge so that Jeff Bezos could go through on his private yacht?
Sir, you're incorrect. They're taking apart a bridge. They haven't actually been able to take it all down yet because it's a 114-year-old bridge.
Yeah, but the fact that they're even trying it so that Jeff Bezos can get through.
Jeff Bezos really seems like he wants to end up decapitated during a revolution.
That is wild. He's got real head on a spike energy.
Yeah. It is very much, he's very much a guy who's going to go. Here's the thing that I guarantee will happen about Jeff Bezos is Jeff Bezos will die with a significant less fortune than he has right now. In that 100%. Bill Gates was Bill Gates, created a monopoly, but all of Bill Gates' truly fucked up crimes aren't things that people genuinely care about, i.e. like constantly destroying smaller companies and giving no ability for experimentation and a rigidity to coding and computer development.
I mean, we care about it now because of Apple, but he just got in under the wire.
Exactly. We care about it only now because of Apple. Because Apple's like, oh, you thought, even though we were founded by the guy who kept just taking mushrooms and then playing with computers? Because there's
been
that
dead long enough that aura is gone.
There's that over. Because it wasn't even him. Steve Jobs was the dick. There was the other guy who
Steve Wisniewski? Steve Wozniak?
Wozniak.
Yeah.
Wozniak was the one who was just like, guys, I'm 24 and they gave me like 200 million. They gave me $2 million. So I'm pretty drunk. Like, it's just
pretty chill dude.
Yeah. Like I love all the guys that aren't Bill Gates or Steve Jobs in that initial Silicon Valley thing. Jeff Betts, fucked it.
This is Phil Wang said that to me backstage 3 years ago, and it made me laugh so hard. He was just opining on like, isn't it wild? Just the richest man in the world is just called Jeff. And it made me laugh so hard. And I was like, you got to do that on stage tonight. And he tried it and no one laughed. And he was like, never again. I was like, you fucking commit to the Jeff bit. This is gold.
Yeah. Phil, by the way, is 100% by the man called Phil Wang makes thing. I mean, you clearly have never seen Phil Wang, sir. He literally opens with Phil Wang.
Yeah. His last show was called Philly Wang Wang.
Yeah. I told him very much where I was like, it should be Philly Wang Wang, not Philly, because was it Philly Wang Wang?
It's Philly Wang Wang.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So, no, someone was calling it Philly Wang, and I was like, no, it's
no.
Philly Wang Wang.
Yeah. Oh, you Philly Wang Wang, Philly Wang Wang, we love you.
I love you. You know what I like about UK comedy? I saw that some club had Phil in the middle and still had Alistair Berry closing, and I don't want to be rude to either of those people, but one of them is significantly more famous than the other. Like, I don't want to be rude. I'm just saying, like, one of them has been on Netflix twice.
Yeah.
The other one is Al Berry.
Yeah. One of them receives texts from Amy Schumer. The other one is still talking about how Liverpool people steal.
Which they do.
Steal our hearts.
Do you want to know a controversial thing? If Amy Schumer texted me right now, I'm not rushing to respond.
Oh.
Like, I would respond within the hour, but I'm not going to right away.
But I think they're like buds. So that's why it's not like out of the blue. They're like pally wang wangs.
That is true. Yes, I do. Phil Wang with tongue. Oh, Phil by name, Wang by second name. Yes, that is the
Phil's big old lines.
Yeah, great name. Great name. Oh God, I fucking love Phil Wang. I wish Phil was here right now. But many times been booked for the program. Refuses to stay up this late in the UK.
He's such a nice man. I like Phil very, very much. I've never listened to his and Pierre's podcast, even though I love both of them, and I think they're very funny.
That's one of the many podcasts where I'm not listening. I'm not listening to my friends be friends with each other because I get the freest of all of these things, which is I can go and hang out with you guys together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched Pierre's special yet?
No.
No, me neither. I keep meaning to, and I've been watching a lot of specials. There's still a lot of garbage on Netflix, man.
Oh yeah.
You know who brings it with I'll
tell you
what I'm looking for. Just every time, just comes with it. Not the best I've ever seen, but just goes bang, bang, bang. These jokes are solid. Nikki Glazer.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't fuck around, man. Everything that I've seen her for, everything I've seen her with is always like, that's a fuck. She just released a half hour on this, the whatever the filth one is, the Degenerates.
The Degenerates.
Yeah, I mean, that came out a while back, and I was like, that was fucking great. I tried to watch other ones. I was like, this is unwatchable. There was one by a comedian that I really like her album, Adrian Appalucci. I really liked her album, and so I tried to watch her Degenerates, and I was like, I hate this. This is bad.
Well, and Chris, then, I've already tipped you to the stand-up I've been watching. I say for the rest of the show, we go through this man's comedy, Chris.
I can't do it again. I can't do
it again.
It's so bad. He looks like one of Jeff Dunham's puppets.
I completely agree with you. This is the best cat comedy I've ever seen in my life.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's a whiz at it.
We can watch. We also, by the way, don't have to watch this special. We can also watch.
When a second special started, I almost threw my computer out the window.
I've never watched this either. I've never been able to get through this either. This is his set. He has 2 specials on Dry Bar, a service I have paid money for. I say I have coffee brewed right there. I'm going to go get a hot cup.
Yeah.
And we're watching this whole fucking thing.
Oh my God. We'll watch some of it until I fucking can't take anymore.
We won't get through all of this. We will listen to the first. I'm literally putting this on, and then we will full chat. Okay, let's explain, and then I'll get coffee.
Wait, you get coffee. I'll explain it while you're gone. Then come on back.
I'm also gonna pee.
Okay. So, chat. This one, Boomsticker is asking, should I know what's going on? This is Jeff Allen. Jeff Allen is a comedian. He's had 2 specials on Dry Bar. But he's weirdly like a master of hack. It's amazing to watch. And he's killing, which really depresses me. But I'm actually, you know what? I won't say the premises until we watch some of it, but you'll see immediately. It's almost like he took all the stuff that everyone made fun of for comedians for saying in the 90s and was like, I'm going to wait 30 fucking years for my time and just start crushing again, because everyone will have forgotten. Everyone that isn't a comedy nerd will have completely forgotten that this is the hackest nonsense in the world. He's honestly, Boomstickery, from a lot of the jokes that he tells, I hear at the end of it, huh? I hear it so clearly in my head. It's fucking amazing. Airplane food, basically. I mean, I don't think Lee Evans is a hack. Lee Evans is like a very odd character in and of his own. Plus, he came up in that time. He was working in the 80s and 90s, so he was sort of a part of it, which is sort of different. But this guy, 30, I feel like he was doing stand-up because he's old enough. He must have been doing stand-up in the 80s and 90s. Killed with all these jokes back then. Threw in some new references, like replace 8-track with Spotify, and then just tells them all again because everyone forgot about him, and this is his second go-around. That's Patrice O'Neill talked about this with success in the entertainment industry. You get your first run. It's like you're waiting in line for the roller coaster. So you wait in line. That's you doing all these shows and stuff. And then you get on the roller coaster, and that's like you get on a show where you get some TV, and that gets you some heat, and then you ride the whole ride, and then you get off, and then you just get back into the back of the line and you wait to get back on the roller coaster again. We're seeing that with a bunch of actors now. We're seeing it with like Christina Ricci's back in things. She hasn't been in anything for years. I think Elijah Wood might be coming back, although, Lord of the Rings was fucking 25 years ago. Hack. Okay. So for anyone that doesn't know what hack is punchlines and setups that everyone does because it's the easiest material in the world. My mother-in-law is a bitch.
Now,
Airplane food is terrible.
Here's the thing also is hack evolves, but no one acknowledges hack. in that still the Duriger hack topics are I don't like my wife.
Yeah.
Women don't want to have sex. Women are chatty.
Yeah.
Like
Women be
misogyny,
shopping.
women be shopping.
Women be shopping.
Yeah.
We all
Black
know
people
that.
do this, white people do that.
I'm a
Cool.
feminist, but I love it when but not when a man offers me a drink. That's a fun hack.
Oh, do you want to know something really fucked up? I found out a celebrity did to his ex-girlfriend today at lunch. It was a big lunch.
Oh, what?
Got a TV show, hired all their friends as writers except them. And now to put that name in the private chat, not gonna say it because this guy sues.
Yeah, you see, yeah, my eyesight was so bad I drove to Bernard Castle. It's a lot of it will end up being comedians telling the same joke, and it's not even about the premise because you can do really fun, interesting things with premises that are hack, but it's about they all have the same goddamn punchline, and it might be different words, but it's the same joke,
and
that's
this
what
guy
makes it
is the best.
hack. Just saw the private chat. That's funny. Oh, everybody's gone. John's internet just kicked out. Wasn't that fun? Look how big I am. Yeah, 72 Virgins. I Want Experience. Diamond. Classic.
I gotta tell you, I don't know how I did that, but I'm very excited. I have fallen in love with this comedian. I watched a bunch of the Dry Bar specials. I have a Dry Bar special coming out eventually.
I remember you recording that.
I right after I got bed bugs.
Oh yeah, one of the latest hack things is identifying as things that aren't people.
Oh yeah.
For trans jokes, I identify as a sofa.
One that I am very upset about is a lot of white comedians are they do this. They go, I know what you're thinking. Someone's about to storm the Capitol. And I want to be like, no one's thinking that of you. They're thinking it of me. Like, do you understand? Like, and it's one of those ones where it's like, guys, what was it? Like literally like this sounds crazy, but an Italian guy in a tracksuit got up and was like, I know you're thinking I'm going to storm the Capitol. And I was like, no one was thinking that, sir.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking. It's like X and Y had a baby.
Oh yeah.
I know what you're thinking. X has aged terribly. I know what you're thinking. I didn't know X was a lesbian. All
the classics.
Nonsense.
Now, Jeff Allen, this man right here.
This one. I fucking hate this one. There's one in every group, but if you can't think of who it is, it's you. I first heard that on a Dane Cook special. Who, by the way, I went back and I listened to Retaliation the other day because he's doing an interview tour because he's got his new special coming out. And I get why he's like, his jokes are tight. There's things, there's tags, there's funny words.
I'm not a Retaliation guy. Harmful if swallowed.
So fucking intense the whole time. Like he
Harmful
has no other gear.
Harmful if swallowed, you have to listen to because you literally hear a guy will himself to be famous.
Okay.
That special is so good. That's
the comedy spell special.
That is the Speak and Spell.
Yeah,
that is
that
Speak and Spell.
Yeah.
Burger King. The best joke about drive-thrus ever. Why do they end the conversation? Now drive to the window. They're on a road that only goes one way, and they've just ordered food, and the window is the next place where there's food. Just say, "I'll see you in a bit."
Yeah, it's like his stuff it's pretty funny. It's not as awful as I expected it to be.
Dane Cook is the person singly responsible for stand-up comedy's re-emergence in the mid-2000s, leading to the giant industry that it is now. It is literally Dane Cook and Louis C.K. are the Dane Cook, Louis C.K. and the comedians of comedy are all of those reasons. That's it.
Yeah. The comedians of comedy being Brian Posehn, Maria Bamford, Pat Oswalt, Zach
Galifianakis. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, those are all the ones. And universally hated. Man, no one has a nice thing to say about Maria Bamford. What a jerk she is, eh?
That's right.
Just cruel. Yeah. Cruel is what people say about her.
John, please stop saying that. I will not stop saying that. It's a good point. That is a good point. What I always do is I just like to remind people that Maria Bamford's great. Just listen to her new special. Weakness is the brand.
So
really good.
So good.
Really fun. And then I think
she's incredible.
I think I want to help. I'm a straight white woman. When have we ever been a problem? Racially speaking. Oh my god. Oh, very good. She's very fun. All right, now Jeff Allen is the best hack comedian I have ever seen in my life. Do you like? It is so bad. It's art. He's the best at painting Velvet Elvis. Like, and bear in mind, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not a good comedian.
Oh my god, I can hear his hackness just in that
is
one
he?
screenshot. I
So,
mean, there's a talent to it. There's definitely a talent to it.
Is a talent to it, and also this is a talent that is not ever fucking sung. Is that he's like, it's so watchable. I've listened to this album like 5 times.
That's insane to me. That's the same thing that makes you listen to Alex Jones. That's you're not well. You're unwell.
I feel so. By the way, listening to the whole Alex Jones thing has been really great for the fall that's happening now.
Because he has no normal faces, Kimmers.
Yeah. No. You're also. It is so clear, by the way, that he dressed himself for the first special and his wife dressed him for the second one. Like, look how much better he looks here than.
You're asking me, I'm on the living room couch with you watching Law and Order, baby.
No, not an ad. No, just
Baldy asked, what were you guys look like X people? I never did one, but a reviewer, Bruce Desso, only said to me in a review of the Leicester Comedy Festival or the Natties or something, a wannabe Daniel Kitson lookalike, as if that's what people want out of Daniel Kitson.
Yeah.
I just wish I had his look, really strong style statement. People have also accused me of looking like David Cross when I have my glasses on.
I really like, by the way, when people are like, you're a white bald man with glasses. You must be this one person. Can I just say this about Daniel Kitson, who I assume is a very good comedian? I've never seen him do comedy.
I didn't. He's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
The rest of the world does not know who he is.
Yeah.
Because he keeps his audience small. And you all come across like assholes when you go, you've never heard of Daniel Kitson?
Yeah.
There is an interview, I can't find it online anymore, which is Stuart Lee arguing with someone about not knowing who Daniel Kitson is. And it is the least good he's ever come across. Like, it's one of those things where you're like, homeboy, just let it fucking go. He chose not to be famous.
Oh, Gio, I just saw the message you sent. Thank you very much. Leave him alone. He went out of his way to stop being famous. Gio sent me a link to an apartment in Toronto, which is very nice.
Buddy, get on that, because Gio, I know the post he's talking about. Stop gatekeeping, you baseball nerd. First of all, I am not a baseball nerd. He is a baseball nerd, and my dad is a baseball nerd. I am a wrestling nerd.
Baseball's great.
And baseball is great. May I say this, Diamond Geyser, you're acting like a real downtown Bruno right now.
That was a wrestling reference, everyone. I didn't even get that one. He went deep.
Very deep.
I dabble in wrestling. But,
you'd recognize downtown Bruno, Chris, as one Harvey Whippleman. Whippleman.
Even less. I haven't watched anything by Stuart Lee since In Spiral Carpet or whatever that was.
Really?
Yeah.
Content provider, really good. There's someone in the chat whose book I have of Stuart Lee's that I read while I was in England.
Oh, is that the one with all the is that the essays one, or is that the one with the shows in it?
It is it's all the Brexit things, and then he did what he did in the shows thing. But he did that to his Brexit articles and then to the show Content Provider.
Nice.
Which is very good.
Yeah, he's a remarkable talent. I wish he would acknowledge that he's famous now. But other than that, very talented.
The Best Friend, The Truman Show with the Wasting Disease, a classic. I have a million of these. They all center around me looking like a racist person. And then if I'm in Scotland, I just talk about how I look like every older brother's friend. That's my big move. In Scotland, I look like and big one. I also, this is a preview. I don't know how I'm going to work it in, but I am working in every Scottish person knows someone named Bucky. Because they do. Every fucking single one of you all has and it's usually your older brother's friend, Bucky.
That's one that I'm not aware of. That's very surprising.
Named after Buckfast, usually. And if you don't believe me, all the Scottish in the fucking chat are going to come for me. Now, so ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do. We are going to watch, and it is true.
Baldy, that's cold.
That's not bad. I don't know any Buckies. Yes, but Baldy, do you have an older brother? And Chris, I already want you to know, we're not going to get through most of this because we introduced this 16 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I worked with a guy in a pub whose last name was
Buchan? Bacchanal? Was he having a bacchanal?
Buchanan or something bullshitty. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch it, and
Buchanan
mostly
is not a rare name. That's very funny.
Yeah, it's Buchanan. Oh my god! I hope Stuart Lee and the chatty TV presenter,
fucking Bronco, stupid.
One older brother lives in Calgary. Damn, I really want that, Laura. I hope they are pals. That'd be so fucking great if they were. That's good.
Did you see Whoopi Goldberg got in trouble?
Oh my god! For saying the Holocaust was a mistake?
No, she was like, people say the Holocaust was about race, but Jews are just white, so I don't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a book. So here's the thing: is I would be shocked by that, but I have read the, I read the behind the scenes tell all, the Ladies Who Punch, and like Whoopi Goldberg comes across. Like they all come across pretty badly, except for Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell was so fucking awesome in that book, like so honest, and then everyone else is a monster. Barbara Walters made Jenny McCarthy go into a toilet where someone had left a bloody tampon and flush it because Barbara Walters was so crazy she assumed only the young, beautiful Jenny McCarthy could have done it. The executive producer just had a secret family. Just the whole time. It was wild.
Rarer and rarer. The secret family.
Rarer and rarer.
Rarer and rarer.
All right. Theresa May is a somehow haunted ghost. That's a very good description of Theresa May. That's very good.
Can't believe it.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg. That's so stupid. Did you see Kurt Metzger tweeting about it? He was like, wait a minute, Joy Behar's not Jewish? Is anybody really Jewish?
Wait a minute, Joy Behar's not Jewish?
Apparently not. He's like, wait, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar aren't Jewish? Do I even ask about Mark Wahlberg?
Oh my god, I didn't realize there's like a bunch of problems in the View. Like apparently I just typed in Joy Behar and the first thing that came up was the word feud. I don't think when Google was being developed that they were going to be able to create something that brings me so much joy, which is the suggested search feature. Because some of the things that because it's like what Google just lets its little inner puppy out, and it's like, you mean this? You mean this?
Well,
like,
it's also, I mean, that's
by that?
specifically catered to your searches. That's how Google works. So the fact that feud came up says a lot about how you spend your time on the internet. Like if I put in Joy Behar, it would come up nudes, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. my second one was nude feud.
Yeah.
Weirdly, to test your theory, I just typed in Louis to see what would happen.
Yeah.
This is the one that's the shock of all shocks. First thing to come up, Louis DeJoy, the United States Postmaster General.
Yep.
Second one, Louis Vuitton. And then Louis Vuitton purse, Louis Vuitton wallet, then Louis C.K. See, I figured as a comedian, and also someone who agreed with what that man did. No, as a comedian, I figured Louis C.K. would be first.
Yeah, but you're also like a political wonk, and you look into a bunch of nerd shit, especially in your internet browser. So the fact that I guarantee that no one else has the head of postal services or whatever the
type
fuck
in
that
Louis.
was.
I want to see what I get. I'm going to type in George.
I never use Google because I'm a cool guy.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
Yeah, I use DuckDuckGo. So it doesn't have any. So yeah, I got Louis Vuitton, then Louis C.K., than Louis Wayne, who's an English artist. Yeah. So that's not. I never use it, so I don't have any information on me. And you know who didn't show up in any of the options, any of the 15 options?
Louis C.K.
No, Louis C.K. came in second. He's the second most famous Louis.
No, he's not. He's not nearly as famous as Louis DeJoy, the Postmaster General of the United States.
Oh yeah, did you see the fucking Masked Singer?
Oh yeah, we don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We'll get to Jeff Allen. But first, let's talk about Rudy Giuliani.
Who booked that? Who was like? I mean, it's probably the same person that booked Sean Spicer on Dancing with the Stars. But I love that Ken Jeong was like, nope, fuck this. It's the first thing Robin Thicke's done where I didn't think he was a fucking idiot monster.
But here's my thing: is they went back. They went back and spoke to him.
Oh, really? I heard that they just left, and then Jenny
They
McCarthy
walked
and
off.
Nicole Scherzinger like went down and were like, "Sup, Rudy?"
They walked off, and then there was a very tense negotiation, and then they walked back. They
Well,
came
probably a lot
back.
of pointing at contracts,
Yeah.
stabbing
What-
fingers at clauses.
What I guarantee it was they were in their cars and they were like, guess a fucking again. And Fox's lawyers were like, no, guess again. But by the way, how do you think Rudy Giuliani got booked? It's Fox. It's a Fox property.
Yeah.
They're trying to rehab him because they need all of this to go away because the January 6th committee. Here's the thing that really comes down, which is the crazy. The January 6th committee got the Trump documents and they were betting on everything. They wouldn't get those because they have a presidential executive order that was him calling in the military,
Mm-hmm.
which also by the means, which no one is saying you had to have been a douche and read a bunch of books about this, also means that, and I'm going to say this for the first time ever, the military was right. Like that literally Mark Milley from the, like before the election moved and changed a bunch of stuff to not give Trump the ability to do that, which they're now pretty sure is what was discovered when that executive order was drafted. They were like, well, they won't just come. Because they're like, why wouldn't he just release it? He could have released it. It would have been the 17th. It would have bought him 7 to 10 weeks of bullshit.
Yeah.
And just, he never released it. And they're pretty sure it's because the military was like, if you do this, we will openly say we don't side with you. And then this house can remove you and we'll do it.
Wow. Which
Is
is
the
also
second
not
one.
great.
Not great.
Removed
None of it's
by the
good.
Military.
Yeah, it's never good. What I think it'll be is this is my prediction for the next 4 years. Trump's going to get indicted. They'll never convict him. He won't run in 2024. Biden will win. Biden dies in office during his second term because he's so old.
Vice President
I don't think it'll be Kamala.
Kanye West.
I'd be so fine with that. I don't think it's going to be Kanye.
No, I don't think
I don't
so
think it's
either.
also going to be Kamala.
I've been really enjoying people talking about how they haven't seen Kamala since the inauguration.
I'm really enjoying. I did this as a bit in Florida, and I think I'm going to do it. Which is, I'm like, am I the? Why don't we all look at what we can agree in terms of the left right paradigm, which is none of us have seen Kamala Harris in 6 months, and everyone just started laughing. I was like, whether you like her or not, where is she?
I hope she comes out and she's like, look what I did. Like she like pulls a string and all these projects have been finished. And you go, holy shit, Kamala, you work.
Yeah.
You do great stuff. It was while Joe's taking all the slings and arrows. It's like that that meme of the guy standing like this and taking all the arrows in his back while a little child sleeps in the bed. That's Kamala down there, just dreaming democratic dreams, just making government happen.
I would hope that's true. I mean, in the end, it's just Biden making dreams and government dreams happen. It's just the American populace does not know how their own government works and are also don't know what's good for them. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, well, what's the Build Back Better bit? Basically, that just means that your kids can go to school earlier and it'll be paid for, and we'll start funding public schools again. Like, it's nothing big. Like, it's basically just get a bunch of jobs and allow more corporations to make money, but that'll trickle down in the way that it's structured. And they're like,
You know, your bridges keep collapsing.
oh my God.
Less of that. Less
Did
of
you
that.
did you see that the bridge collapsed? The bridge that collapsed that prevented Joe Biden from giving a speech about how we need to fix our bridges.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the greatest day of my, like Veep.
Hey, Richard.
That's a Veep subplot.
So silly. So fucking silly. Yeah, did you see his cancer moonshot? I want to know what he knows.
What are you talking
It's
about?
for him to have picked that. So he's said we're cancer's in our sights. We're gonna fucking end cancer. And he's gathering a task
Wait a
force
minute.
to go for it. And I'm like, what new stuff do we have? This must be mRNA related.
Yeah.
Because that was what it was originally created to do, right? That was the idea. And so he's been like, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it right now. So he's gathering all these resources and experts, and they're going to really fucking come at it. Yeah, CRISPR as well, I'm sure.
Joe Biden's doing this?
Yeah, he announced it yesterday.
I mean, I've been all I've been across is I just keep the January 6th is my Super Bowl. Like I'm just like I gotta see how this doesn't end anywhere near justice, because the Democrats are gonna lose the House.
Yeah,
is what it is. But it's utterly fascinating, and that it's gotten this far, and also a bunch of people have played it so wrong. Also, I know why I didn't see that, because I have been following the Matt Gaetz story, and oh boy, is it getting fun.
Oh, what happened? I haven't gotten any updates on that guy since the human trafficking element came out a few months ago.
So so someone recently, the Justice Department said, "Are you still following all charges on Senator Matt Gaetz?" And the person was like, "Not all." And then the journalist was like, "So I assume you've dropped the sex trafficking charge?" And the Justice Department basically was like, "No, not that one." And they were like, "What about this?" And then it was like, "The tax evasion." No, he paid his taxes. It's like you're like, "Wait, what?" It is crazy shit. The reason why also no one is really talking about mRNA technology, especially in the US, is it all comes from stem cell research, or there's stem cells involved in it in some minute way. I'm supposed to understand, and you can't say that in America, because then everyone's like, abortions are the vaccine.
Tasty babies in my bloodstream, giving me fruit and other vitamins.
Do you understand, by the way, if and I want this to be true, if when the millennials, so we're entering where we are society. So the baby boomers are really starting to drop off, and we are society. If we're the generation that cures AIDS and cancer, I am digging up every veteran of World War II and putting their corpse in the sea. We're the greatest generation now, motherfuckers. Oh, we killed Hitler. Cancer. We cured literal cancer.
I mean, to be fair, they have a better claim on the we part, because like a lot more of them fought that than number of us who fought cancer.
That's not true. Are you rooting for cancer, Chris?
Oh, no, I'm rooting against it actively.
As am I. I'm actively rooting against it. That's the we. That's the we part. Also, thank you, Baldy.
Emotional support.
Hitler killed Hitler. Not us. Not my Uncle Bernard. Not my Papa Dick.
Suck it, Bernard.
Yeah. Take that, Bernard. You know what's even weird? You know what's weird? I insist that it's Saint Bernard, even though my grandfather was Bernard.
Thank you, Soak, for the raid. You guys know what's coming. Sing along with us.
Suck like being dry, it's a raid. Welcome to the Untitled Stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Hey, Selk.
Welcome, Raiders. Selk, we love you. Saint Bernard.
Nerd. He's been nerded. Excellent man. I'll tell you this about my grandfather, is I've never seen a guy look so much like how I looked like now as an adult. Like there's a photo of him on his wedding day that was always in the house. Like I lived with my grandparents as a kid for part of it. So I just remember this photo, and the photo is of me. The photo is me, me, glasses, and like I had a bit more of a Scottishy face. He had a bit more of a Scottishy face because his parents like were from fucking like Glasgow, and I think they came over inside of a lamb.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for following.
Thank you for following, Senseway.
We love you. Welcome to the Troggies. My dad's, all the pictures of my dad as a kid look just like my brother. Like
It's wild.
eerily, to the point there were a couple where we couldn't tell, and it was only because of like context of like, oh, that's blown out Manchester in the background, clearly. So that's dad.
Oh, that's so
really,
great. You can't
really
tell.
wild. Looks just like him. It's fucking crazy.
I mean-
I look just like my mom, but she was a lady. So, and I have a beard, so it's harder to tell.
What's weird is everyone who sees a photo of my brother is like, you guys look exactly the same. And I was like, do we? Like, that's very insulting to him. He's 18.
And he's handsomer than you, but he looks a lot like you. You're definitely related. Like if
How
I saw you
dare
guys in a room, I'd be like, brothers.
I am
for
the handsomer brother.
sure.
He's also 18 and like, not smoking.
Yeah. Dude
Give
is
him credit.
ripped. Dude's fucking out there giving her, just a little bit of this, just a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, a little of it, one of these.
Oh, by the way, a little bit of if you ever want to really feel that you haven't put enough work into your body, start doing yoga at 37. Can't recommend it enough. You really get the feeling like, wow, my body should be capable of a lot more than it is. I'm doing it with videos, the Down Dog app, and nowhere near. There's somewhere I can't even straighten my leg.
Well,
Can't even straighten them.
you do know with yoga, you really need to start. How long have you been doing that for?
2 days.
Okay, are you doing the beginner course, right?
Oh God, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesus.
I just the amount of people, because I used to do a shitload of yoga. I don't like doing yoga in my house. I like the chat strap in and I deserve to be mocked for this. Is I like a very specific type of yoga,
But
which is I like a vinyasa flow, but I like it in heat. So,
Ooh.
which is actually pretty hard to find because a lot of people who practice vinyasa don't want to do it in heat. And all the people that do regular hot yoga, it's Bikram yoga. And I disagree with that entirely. And also like anyone who's actually like done yoga and the science of yoga is like, yeah, don't do Bikram yoga. All of the moves, because he just does all the yoga moves in a specific pattern, which is
Okay.
not what you're supposed to do. Like you're supposed to, like vinyasa is a much better flow because it's just a full body workout done very slowly and stretches all of your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have a lovely thing of it being in the heat. So your muscles you get that extra stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. A lot of focus on meditation. The one that
Yeah,
will
a lot
really
of breathing. A lot of breathing.
fuck you up is if you ever do yin flow in heat, which sounds like mad, and that is where to see people who bend more backwards than I can. I know, right? Sense
Very much so.
Um,
In the video, when the lady bends forwards, she just flat palms on the ground, and I'm dangling, and my fingertips barely reach.
mhm.
Real bad. My downward facing dog, I can feel is a crime while I'm doing it.
I want to see it.
Oh, it's bad.
Okay, so but are you like you're also on day 2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, strap in. Very hack, and I love it because I have been using it straight throughout. Also, much more hack in the UK because the UK brilliant. I joined just in time for the men chest stretch discussion. That's right.
What's up, Morph?
Morph. But here's the thing that no one talks about yoga, which is the best. First of all, yin meditation yoga is you hold each of those poses between 3 and 5 minutes straight, no moving. And it is, you are fucking so fucking cleansed at the end of it. Oh, look at Chris. Everyone, oh, damn it.
Why? What
This-
happened?
This is how it froze.
It shouldn't have frozen. I'm plugged into the modem. God damn it.
Canadian Wi-Fi, bro. All right. Well, I think there's only one thing to do, seeing as we introduced this bit a full 35 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Let's watch some Jeff Allen.
Look at this fucking guy. Look at this goddamn animal.
Fun fact. For writing downward facing raw dog.
That's funny.
Baldy baby got this pegged. Yeah, switch it up to strap on. Oh yeah, of course.
That feels like the government endorsing pegging.
Indeed.
Switch it up to strap on, and it's just like a very happy Asian couple.
All right, perfect. This is the absolute transition I want. Let's enjoy.
Great to be back. I got to tell you, I've been married to my wife, Tammy, for 33 consecutive years. Just one marriage after another. Thank you. And when you've been with a person that long, you learn to trust their instincts. So when she said to me a while back, you need to get diagnosed now. I said, for what? I feel fine. She said, that attention deficit stuff. I know you got it, and it's driving me insane. So I said, why now? She goes, what do you mean, why now? I said, well, if I got attention deficit, I've had it for 60 years. I've had it my whole life. It's not a virus. You can't catch it on a toilet seat. It's not like you go to the bathroom in a mall.
What a weird example of where you could contract a virus.
That's very much like while you were gone, I was saying to the chat that it feels like this guy has been going since the 80s and has just put current diseases and references
100%.
into like
What I would
that
say
feels
is,
because that's very much a 90s. We talked to Ashley a few days ago about how you used to think that you could get crabs
Yeah.
off toilet seats. That was
So
commonly thought.
here's what I think. I think the second hour that we both watched and I kind of love is his new hour. This is the act from the 80s with just the updates, which is even better because we are going to really hear some misogyny.
Oh, buddy. I mean, as if the first one didn't have enough.
I mean, but the first one has just classic stand-up comedy misogyny of just my wife pointing out the right thing and me thinking she's foolish for helping me.
Doesn't he literally at one point say basically happy wife, happy life?
I think the special is called Happy Wife, Happy Life.
Jesus Christ. Like for real, just you know how it is, guys. You know, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
No, that's
Get
what it
the
was. Is my
fuck
dad
off the
gave me
stage.
advice on my wedding day, which was you can be right or you could be happy, and then he burst into tears.
Yeah.
Which is always the weirdest part. Where you're like, wait, what? And he goes, "Now and then he goes, so I've been happy for 33 years, and then
Yeah.
everyone fucking loses their mind.
Loses it. He's never right because his wife is right. And he's a dumb man.
I'll tell you this. Dave Chappelle, one of the more controversial but supposedly greatest comedians of all time. I've not watched all his Netflix specials. I watched the most recent one. Not a fan.
Nah,
Didn't agree with anything he said. I also don't probably agree with the views of Jeff Allen, but this guy's got fucking skills. Like it's, you know what I mean? He's the best cook at a Chili's.
Yeah, he can do a job. He'll
And he come out
fucking
2
he'll
days
he'll
later,
sling
you
you
go,
out a
"Oh,
short
so is-"
order of eggs that you've never had. But,
Yeah, exactly. Like let's put it this way: if someone was like, I got news for you. If someone was like, I need a comedian for my office party, get
yeah.
me Jeff
Where
Allen.
did that come from? I don't know. So why you bothered about it now? She said, because you keep telling me you'll do things around this house and you don't do them, and it's driving me nuts. That's not attention deficit. That's passive aggressive.
Oh, for a second I thought he was going to
I've
say that's
had
not
that
attention
for
deficit. That's
63
being a
years.
man. So that's a
That's
little
the
better.
thing
But
with
I
him
honor my
too.
wife because that's what I'm.
Is it's not like Tim Allen, like ho 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 ho.
Yeah,
It's like,
some of it is.
I mean, it's very close, but it's not like it's like because yeah, like this, by the way, this statement has never chapped my ass more in my life.
Because that's what a man does.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
you
it's-
Utah boy.
That's so I listened to I put him down for a while, but I started listening to him again. Colin Cowherd, who does The Herd on Fox Sports Radio. Because he reminds me of like the sports announcers and radio hosts that I loved when I was a kid. And he does this thing all the time. And I've heard him like switch it up. He goes,
Oh, this
now,
fuck
men are I don't want to speak for women. I'm not a woman. I can't speak for women, but men like to be right. And it's like, what does that even mean, man? What are you talking about?
I mean, what it means is so Colin Cowherd, by the way, Colin Cowherd. Is one of those guys where I'm like, hey, what? How did you get this job? Like
Oh, he's very good. He's a very good announcer.
I know, but but he only knows sports. That's the thing when they give sports guys like 4 hours to fill every day. Unless it's Jim Rome. Jim Rome can just talk. Jim Rome's a radio guy and then a sports guy. But sports guys, you can't ask them anything else but about their thing, or they'll do exactly what you're talking about of like, well, Men just live to win.
Yeah, it's weird. One thing that I got to give Cowherd is I remember during the George Floyd stuff, he got everything right. And just now, Brian Flores, the ex-coach of the Miami Dolphins, is suing the NFL for racial discrimination.
Oh yeah,
And Cowherd just came out hard. He's like, "Yeah, man, what's going on with black coaches? The way that they're treated is insane. The fact that there's only one is ridiculous." And I was like, "Hot damn." Colin Cowherd is a dick. He's a professional contrarian, but he when this shit comes out, he takes a stance. It's nice to see.
You know the root of the root of Flores's lawsuit is, right?
Well, there's a couple, but are you talking about the Giants interview where Bill Belichick texted him?
Yeah.
So anyone watching, Brian Flores, black coach of the Miami Dolphins, led back-to-back winning seasons, which was impossible. Had an interview with the New York Giants to become their head coach after he got fired for no reason. And he got a text from Bill Belichick, the head coach of the Patriots, saying, "Congratulations."
You got to back it up. Brian Flores used to work for Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And Bill Belichick, but he also had a specific role. Didn't he? Like, wasn't he assistant coach and a coordinator?
Yeah, he was like offensive or defensive coordinator. I can't remember.
So it's that Bill Belichick people don't leave that organization. Bill Belichick's had two. One named Brian Flores and another one named Brian.
Yeah, so what happened is the 3 days before Brian Flores' interview, Bill Belichick texts him and says, "Congratulations, I hear you got it." He sent it to the wrong Brian, basically. And Flores went and did it anyway. But what he's saying is that there's a rule. I think it's called the Bellamy rule, but I might be
the Rooney rule.
The Rooney rule. That's it. The Rooney rule, which is you have to interview a diverse set of candidates. And so he's saying that they just do it in name only, but they were always going to hire a white guy. And he's basically thrown away his future of coaching, which is very brave because he's a young man. He's a couple years older than us.
Right.
And to sue the NFL for racial discrimination, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's also, by the way, at this point, because it's not, you can't hide behind he's being political of the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. They're going to now have to do something. And I hope Roger Goodell makes a stand. I hope that decides, I'm going to take care of this. Are you, Raj? Are you?
Yeah.
Well, Are you going to do what you always do, which is never detect the problem and then wildly overcompensate? Every team has a hit list trying to give other players CTE. I better go make sure that Tom Brady's not deflating any fucking balls, because that's as important as people intentionally hurting other people. Fuck the NFL.
Well, and what they're going to do is they're going to pivot to, did you hear about the $100,000 per loss payoff?
Of course, of the Miami Dolphins, which, by the way, Brian Flores also not involved, very much against, very much has all the documentation, is the source of it, and they clearly were already going to try, because the best part about it is Brian Flores already knows what their moves are. He knows what the NFL is going to do. He's been a head coach. Yeah,
but that'll be the one that they focus on, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're cleaning out," and they'll be like, "This old racist man." Yeah, nothing else to see here.
Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, have fired the only racist we have here. And then someone puts up their hand. Jerry, did you fire yourself? Why, no. I'm the only owner that also insists on being the general manager of my team. Jerry, do you have any football experience? Well, no. My dad was very good at drilling for oil, and then I was born, and now I do this. Okay, Jerry. I hope the Jags player get a bunch of money from Khan for sucking so much this season. Yeah, take that, wrestling. They also want to imply because he wanted. They also want to imply they removed him because he wanted Deshaun Watson in. Who, again, this is the problem with the NFL, is they can't defend. Like, if you're like, okay, so we're going after all your other coach. Like, okay, then go after every coach that hired Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Also, go fucking bring. What about Ray?
What
I am
about Ben Roethlisberger, who just
Ben
retired?
Roethlisberger, whose name I couldn't remember. I was just about to say that rapist from the party in Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, we don't even need to keep it to the to rape, Chris. We can go into murder. Ray Lewis,
Yeah.
the greatest I didn't do it ever. Ray, you showed up at this club dressed in all white. Here you are later, dressed in different clothes. What happened to that white suit? It got covered in blood. How? Don't know. You know, Ray, you're a straight shooter, pal. Go win us a Super Bowl. Okay.
Okay.
Most
And then he
frustrated
did.
most frustrated I've ever been watching a Super Bowl game where everyone was rooting for the Ravens. And I'm like, we're not rooting for the murderer.
What's that? More saying, what do Americans think of Stuart Lee's American bit? They don't. No American has heard of Stuart Lee.
Yeah. No American has.
Yeah, he's the only American I've ever heard talk about him is Hari Kondabolu. The only one. I've never heard anyone else mention him.
Like, Americans who have been to Britain know who he is, and he's a bit known because of Netflix. But like, he's not popular. Like, Russell Howard plays comedy clubs here, guys. Like, I think he's now maybe in theaters.
Yeah, British comedians are unknown in the rest of the world.
Jimmy Carr is known.
Yeah,
Jimmy Carr is an alternative comedian.
but that's because of Roast Battle. I think he's only known because of Roast Battle.
No, he was known before that. He had a TV show. He had one of his British TV shows, Distraction. They asked people quiz questions while putting a bunch of crazy shit on them.
Okay.
Was on over here for a while.
Buckaroo, but with questions.
Yeah, that's right. Whitehall is doing very well over here. He keeps being in movies with The Rock.
Yeah, he keeps getting cast in things. So James Acaster's known comedy nerds because of his specials. I keep getting people tell me that they love James Acaster. But I can't think of many. I mean, Michael McIntyre sells out over there, doesn't he? But that must all be British people.
Yeah, I don't know. Because you have to remember the YouTube of it all. If you just like stand-up, you'll eventually get a bunch of those Live at the Apollo clips in your...
Yeah, Sloss is beloved. Sloss is beloved.
Yeah, Sloss is pretty big. Like, Sloss, again, like Netflix is different. The Netflix guys, Sloss, definitely. Jimmy Carr, definitely. James Acaster, definitely.
Yeah. But
Bridget
I think
Gracie.
the point I was trying to make is like British fame doesn't translate into American fame. Same as like Canadian fame doesn't translate into American fame. You have to make it separately.
What is interesting is the Canadians weirdly take that worse than the Brits.
Well, they're right there. I can see them.
Yeah, but they don't know.
I know, it hurts.
Oh, I think it's so embarrassing. I will never forget being at, I could say I was walking, this isn't even a Canadian, this is an Australian guy using British credits, but walking up to the Comedy Store with Brendan Burns. I love the man to death, but fuck me. When he went, excuse me, get out of the way. I have to go to a show.
Yeah.
And the person just went, excuse me, stay where you are. I have to check your ID. I was like, do not turn around and be like, but we're on a show.
Yeah.
I am not part of you. And I literally just gave my ID to the other guy and went, I don't want you to remember me being with him.
Yeah. Baldy, there are loads of big Canadian comedians, but they're not like that because they made it in Canada. They're like it because they made it in the States.
Yeah.
That's why Russell Peters is still like sort of a what in America, but the biggest comedian in the world for years. The rest of the world is like, they just don't hear about anyone unless you're on their scene. You can make it big there, but your previous success couldn't matter less.
Yeah. It's like how, like, Eddie Izzard weirdly is huge here, but not huge at all. Like,
how do you mean?
He sells out big old theaters and shit.
Mm.
You never hear someone here mention Eddie Izzard ever.
I'm sure they'd love it, Morph. Morph saying apparently the bit goes, he does a bit saying Americans are terrible, then reveals he made half of it all up, and all UK people are racist to Americans without realizing it.
I bet you they would love that. I mean,
I bet they'd adore it.
I mean, I didn't have that bit. It's a great move. I remember pointing out,
but it also wouldn't work in America, which is weird. If he did it live there, it would work if they were watching a video of British audiences watching it. But
yeah, they don't understand that no one likes them. You have to understand. Yeah. Like, America genuinely doesn't know that other countries are like, what? Why do they not like us?
Mm.
And by the way, with England, they have a point. You guys have done everything they did. This is my bit that I'm now doing, but mine was always, oh yeah, America, so warmongering. All those wars you guys went to with them. Like, and you just act like I didn't remember.
Yeah.
I'm Canadian. I at least get to be like, we didn't go to the war in Iraq. Granted, we did immediately kick out the leader that said that and bring in a guy who definitely would have. Of course they don't. The English are barely realizing now. I know. Isn't it fun, Tiger? No one else is fun? The comedy of Jeff Allen.
I'm gonna pee. You watch
Man
this
does, sir. That's right. You
fucking
right? You honor
night.
your wife. I went and got diagnosed. I spent an hour with a psychologist. After an hour, it turns out I'm not only do I have attention deficit, I'm also a functioning hypochondriac.
I don't think the doctor diagnosed him with that in such a witty and interesting way. I'm going to say it right now. I think this guy is telling porky pies, mate. He's telling a lie. Bill lies, as I call him.
Functioning. I'm not clinical. Those people are sick. But this is how God protects his children. It's my ADHD that keeps my hypochondria functional. On those days, I've convinced myself I need an ambulance. By the time I get to the phone to call one, I'm distracted 4 or 5 times.
I mean, that was objectively an all right joke. That was pretty. How does a guy who looks like he breaks kneecaps for the mob get into comedy? Asked and answered, Earl Gaze. He breaks some knees and fucking away we go. You know what I'm saying? Didn't diagnose him in an hour. It took me months. I mean, do you think so? Do you think he's exaggerating how quickly it took them for him to be given a diagnosis? Yeah, you did have a lot of time, Richard Wright. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Did they name one of the winters? The winter storm in Texas is called Landon? The Landon winter storm? Oh my God. Oh my giggity God. Oh my giggity gross God. Barf. Landon Donovan is coming to get you. Who's Landon Donovan? Is he the joke writer for Jeff Allen? Let's find out.
I usually wind up in the kitchen. I got a telephone. I can't remember why I got a telephone.
He seems like
That's
the kind of
why I
guy
ordered
with
the pizza.
landlord. The
My kids
landline
love
guy.
me. Dad's dying again. Really? Pepperoni pops.
Makes more
And
sense.
Tammy mocks me. She does. She makes. We'll be laying in bed watching Discovery Channel and some strange.
100%. This is his act from the 80s because his kids have. He's a grandfather in this one. Okay, we're at 4127. In this one, he's a grandfather. And in this one, he's not a grandfather. He's literally talking about his kids. Dad's dying again. We're getting pepperoni.
Jesus Christ.
I really respect it.
This guy is wild.
Yes, this is very much the ringtone that came with his phone. I agree with you completely.
Who uses ringtones anymore? Not me. I'm all vibrate, baby.
I do it sometimes.
I was just got a text from my dad because I'm going to go visit him after the show's done, and he said, "Rough time. What time are you thinking about coming?" And I was like, "I don't know. I can leave anytime after 4." And he said, "Okay, I'll be here. 4 o'clock is in 40 minutes." Why did he ask what time I was coming?
Yeah. Well,
I gave him a loose 8 hours anytime after 4. Just the rest of the day. And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool. You're going to be here at some point today? I'll be here." Yeah, no problem.
he's an old man. He just wants to schedule his day. If
Very
you'd been like, "I'll be
strange.
there after," what I bet you it is he was gonna maybe run an errand, and now he's like, "I'm not running
Nope.
no fucking errand."
No chance. No chance.
No chance he's not. No chance
No.
of errand running.
No chance of errands. If any errand gets run, it's his girlfriend that runs it. This dude's my
I mean, I don't want to be rude or anything, but it sounds like living right there. He just hangs out. I'm guessing around noon he's doing the classic old man in Canada move.
Coors Light?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not getting drunk, but there's a certain part of the day where there's just no more driving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there'll probably still be some driving.
Yeah. He's not a pussy. But I'm just saying. Uh,
An
what
ownership link for Jeff Allen has been added to your video. That's Facebook. Didn't say banned. I think it just automatically linked it to his account.
Oh, that's great.
That's great, unless he watches the stream.
Jeff, I think you're an objectively, possibly one of the most talented comedians I've ever encountered in my entire life. You are doing something that I should dislike, and you do it so well. I've watched your special. This is my 5th watching of a Jeff Allen special. Why am I worried at all? I'm sharing this in that I understand. You know, this is so much. He's doing a thing that it's so easily to do badly, and he would be as successful as he is right now. He's just unnecessarily doing that thing very well. Jeff, come on the stream. Jeff Allen,
please come on the stream. I
Come
would
on the
genuinely love
stream.
to have Jeff on the stream because it's while I don't enjoy it in the way that John does, I am impressed by the skill involved.
That's the
It's
thing.
a, it's a
one of
very
those things where
specific thing, and it's tough to pull off.
attention
And I
to-
did watch the whole thing. I watched the
That's
whole
the
thing.
thing.
You know,
And remember, I
well,
remember
the whole of
you-
the first one. I didn't watch the fucking second one. Come on,
I have not. I've never watched the second one either because I didn't want it to ruin the first one. And I got to tell you, the second one so far, I'm liking it. I'm liking it, Jeff. Jeff, I like it. Oh, it's muted again. It keeps muting. Do you think
No.
if we can get him to come on the same day as Mark Silcox, I think that would be the greatest show we've ever done.
That would be such a nightmare of an episode. There's no way this guy and Jeff Silcox share a vibe.
I mean, I don't think that Mark is bringing his brother Jeff onto the show. Oh, Chris is frozen. Worst time to freeze.
No, not Frozen. Just trying to figure out what was just said.
You called him Jeff Silcox instead of.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a reveal if Mark Silcox's background was he was actually related to Jeff Allen.
Oh my God! I wouldn't be surprised. I will tell you. Are you ready for this? Mark Silcox, Jeff Allen, occupying the same space of joy. They both bring me joy from stand-up comedy for very different reasons.
I mean,
Very
that's
different
good.
reasons.
Very, very different reasons.
Yeah, very well. Everyone to rename as Jeff for a mega stream. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can get Jeff, we got to get it. Can we do a Jeff Allen mega stream? Just building up to having Jeff Allen on the show very briefly.
Oh man, Jeff, Jimmy the janitor.
Do you think we could get Jimmy the janitor?
I feel like we could probably get Jimmy the janitor. I don't think he's a tough get.
I don't want to email Jimmy the janitor because I feel like at a certain point, I've looked up his clips so many times, he just will know it's me. But if you email Jimmy the janitor, oh my God. I can get us Ed the Sock. I can get Ed the Sock. Ed the Sock. I've been on Ed the Sock's podcast. Ed the Sock follows me on Twitter.
And the Sock follows me on Twitter.
How did
Kimmer's-
Ashley deal with this guy last time you talked about him? I don't know.
We'll get to that. I just want to say goodnight to Kimmers because she's going to be gone for 5 weeks. Kimmers,
Kimmers?
Godspeed. Good luck with your new job. We're going to miss you so much. Enjoy yourself. Have a good sleep. I hope your new coworkers are the best people alive.
I really hope your new coworker is Jeff Allen.
Jeff Allen, just a bunch of Jeff Allen fans, you know, just real cool folks.
Love
Yeah,
my
enjoy the
opinion.
training. I hope it's cool and rewarding and interesting. And we'll miss you, and we'll see you in 5 weeks.
Jeff Allen.
Jeff Allen. I don't think we can get Glenn Foster because I think is he the one that lost his mind?
I mean, they've all lost their mind, Chris.
But didn't he full bunker?
I'm heading over to the social media right now. Like, I mean, it wasn't.
I'd love to have Glenn Foster on, but not if he's that way inclined because it's just a nightmare to talk to those guys. It's just such a fucking pain in the ass.
I mean, I'm guessing. I know that he built a comedy club in his living room and then dubbed in other performances into that. I know that.
What do you mean dubbed in other performances?
He played his Just for Laughs galas while he pretended to be doing a spot in his living room.
As performance art, that's amazing. I feel like that's not what he was doing.
Yeah, you're right. That's what he was doing, but he wasn't doing it intentionally to do art. By the way, why I got distracted was I was just reading Glenn Foster's various tweets about the trucker convoy. Let me say this: not in favor.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. Maybe I was thinking of someone else then.
Oh no, it was definitely still him. He's it's because like any Canadian conservative person, they're just going, this is he's not crazy like an American conservative person. He's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that the trucker rally was largely backed by Americans?
Of course it was. Much like the last time Canada got a conservative leader, it was all paid for by the Americans.
Still got it.
Well, the better part is that the one of the organizers they can't find, along with the $10 million from GoFundMe. You saw that, right?
Ha! The $10 million is gone.
There was discussion that I think.
Thanks for following. Noah Stevens is cool. Welcome to Truggies. Sorry, John, you were saying? You think we're talking about the GoFundMe?
I think that that is what I've heard as rumor and innuendo. I don't know if it's actually true. Now that I'm looking for it, I don't see the info that she has disappeared. But I mean, GoFund. Holy shit! They've raised a fucking 10 million Canadian dollars. Holy shit! Also, the police have fucked this up. Did you see? Also, the police are calling in for the army to come help.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the police are like, we're not going to be able to get him out without the army. And to them, I then say, if the army has to come to move these people, I'm openly disrespectful. Attention, Ottawa Police Service, make me big for this.
I can do that.
Attention, Ottawa Police Service. If you need the army to clear Parliament Hill, I am no longer obeying any of your laws, you little babies. Are you little babies? Do you need me to change your diaper and wipe your wet lips, you little babies? Because you can't walk up a fucking 5 blocks from your fucking police headquarters, pull out your gun and shoot one of them in the head and go, you got 5 minutes. And when they go, oh, why are you doing that? And you're going, because I think of you the way I usually think of black people is what they'll yell. And then you'll be cleared, you fucking loons. Fuck off. This is be like America, huh? Get the insurrection done quick. Don't drag it out. You know what I mean? One day, in, out, fuck off.
I just want to let everyone have that settle in for a second.
Yeah, just fuck them. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, they're cunts. They suck.
What do you think, Jeff? I want to Brady with all of John's ranting. There's a lot of them. You can't expect them to arrest their brothers and cousins, John. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you shoot one.
John, how are they supposed to put on handcuffs or pull triggers with all their thumbs up in the air? With all the congratulations and wavings they're giving.
Great point again. I'm not asking you to arrest anyone. I'm asking you to blindly just murder one person. I want you to head up to Parliament Hill and make sure that one of those protesters' mothers attend their funeral. And you want to know why I'm doing that? Proving you don't need the military to clear that site. I got a perfect one right there. That will move people. Who just showed up? Oh, the cops are murdering us in the face with guns.
Steve, this is an overcorrection.
You know how good Canada would be running so quickly? First of all, the following provinces would hate me the most. Alberta and Quebec would be allied in how much I'd be like, first comes first. Anyone who's ever been accused of corruption in provincial politics isn't allowed to run for the next 5 years. And then all Quebec politicians would be like, shit.
Credibly accused.
Again. And then all Quebec politicians would be like, yeah, got us again. All right, yeah, you're right.
No, absolutely. My first thought was a picture of everyone just being like, corrupt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, credibly accused. Oh, yeah. Quebec is out. That is a mobster state.
See, and also, see you, Doug. Yeah. See you, Doug. Yeah. Next thing I would do is that was a big loud fart. I would just allow the murder of one of those truckers. And I know you're going, John, do you believe in murder? No. But you know, when people march for civil rights, the cops shoot one, and then they seem to be very good at clearing areas where there's protesters. So I assume they just don't know how to do it unless they've killed one guy. So I'm saying, take out the gun, march up, boo! The guy who danced on the unknown soldier's grave. Dude, that guy. The guy who defaced Terry Fox's statue. By the way, I think I'm the only one that was kind of like, I think it was a much more bigger insult when that statue spent 20 years being placed directly under a road, which was the most fucked up thing ever. So everyone was like, I can't believe they defaced the Terry Fox statue. I'm like, I mean, I can't believe it was in a place of prominence for them to deface it. So like there's improvements here.
What about this, John? As a vetting process for all sitting and future politicians, we have to sit them in a room when we get to watch them in live time, watch the first 10 minutes of Up. And if they don't cry, sociopath can't run.
If they don't cry, gun to the head, bang! The same guy from the protest, he comes in. He's got a new job. He can't be a cop anymore. He just murdered a protester. Yeah, you know what? Yes, meatballs. That's interesting. If only, Chris, you know, if they only had some sort of non-lethal weapon they could use to disperse the crowd. And Chris, if there was only ways they could have practiced these things over the current few years,
or maybe some tactics like putting them in a teapot. Sort of, what would you call it? Kettling. A bin. You could kettle them.
That's not the right word. You could put them in a cul-de-sac like area, but you spell the cull Kettle.
Oh,
yeah.
I think they cull with 2 L's and they just kill everyone in the.
I like that too. Like bear in mind, like I am not fine with violence, but I am fine with murder. Like there's a distinction. Violence is innocent people get hurt. There's dangerous idiots on that hill. And by the way, I was just riffing. I 100% now stand by my theory, which is police don't know how to clear protests unless one of them has killed someone.
There's a bit in there. There's a bit in there.
It's also, this is how fucked up the world is. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that they're all sat there being like, all of them are still alive. You know, they need to know where the line is.
Communication, not their strong point. Sorry, cops.
Can we also talk about how Canadian Canada is and that they just let this all happen? Like, bear in mind, they still are occupying the legislative heart of America's largest trade partner. Like, Canada is a joke of a country and also not one. And it is crazy that they were like, hey guys, yeah, you can just come drive onto where all the leaders are that you want to kill. What is
but they're passing laws to stop old growth forest protesters hundreds of miles out of civilization. They're like, these guys, we know how to deal with this shit. But when they're literally within assassination distance, so we had to move the prime minister, I don't know what to do. Yeah,
this is my thing. Where it's just also like, why did you let them show up? What? You don't have a fucking SWAT team in Ottawa? You do. Yeah. Because I went to school with one of their sons. By the way, that guy, real piece of shit. Also, drug dealer.
In Victoria, we have a lot of old growth protests going on right now, and there was one where he was a guy. He was sitting in the middle of the road, and he was hitting a drum. He was a white guy with dreadlocks, obviously, and had a megaphone out, and he was sort of saying, anti-logging things, and there were 25 cops surrounding that guy. Yeah. And when I went to the trucker rally, I literally didn't see a single police officer.
Yeah, they're not there.
Didn't see a single one.
Well, it was you that told me, because I remember I went and looked it up, that they were like, there has been no incidents of the police being called to Parliament Hill. And then they didn't even FOIA it. They just called 911. They're like, have you had any reports? And they're like, oh yeah, we got a lot. And they're like, what about all these reports? And they're like, yeah. But you know what?
We'll check again.
We need
It's
to
always the complaints of violence against right-wing protesters are always in the last place you look, John. Everyone knows that.
Chris, let's center ourselves, guys. Let's talk about the one good officer left on the force. Oh yeah, there we go. In no way is that Toronto. Yeah, no way is that Toronto.
He tastes poop because he's
That's also
Canadian.
Toronto. Also, I think I know someone who lived in that apartment. It is First Ray.
Oh,
Diefenbakers. What I don't like is where's the? I want the fucking theme, baby.
Dude.
There it is.
Diefenbaker's trainer got a credit.
I'm not surprised.
Due south, that's the way I'm going.
Due south.
Guaranteed, Steve.
Yeah,
Guaranteed. Yeah, we're being taken down. Don't worry about that.
I mean, coming in from Earl Gaze, this song has no right to slap as hard as it does, much like a cop. Also, hello, podcast listeners.
Hey.
We are an hour 37 into the show, and we welcome you.
Why do you think they brought a cop from what I assume is the Northwest Territories instead of a Toronto PD officer? Was that ever explained?
As I
Why
understand it and
they didn't
recall
go
it,
with city cop?
they don't remember. They don't explain it. Well, they need a Mountie. Is that right?
But they're city Mounties. They're not they're not.
Yeah, but
I mean, it literally, he's in his old job. He's just canoeing through the most beautiful place you've ever
because
seen.
if we're not in, because if you're not in Canada, you think the Mounties are a just and good. Yeah, he literally he explains it. He's in the Yukon, and then it's an exchange. Isn't that right? Like it's a weird.
I
like,
honestly don't. I haven't
think-
watched it since I was a child. I have no memories.
no, neither have I.
Baldy, hit me up. What was the explanation?
He literally. Oh no, he's searching for his father's killer. Yeah, he came here on the trail of his father's killer. I literally said it and then read it. Yeah, that's why Gordon Pinsett plays his dad, and is there like helping him out figure it out.
Like a ghost, like in Dexter?
He's literally a ghost, like in Dexter. Like in
Oh,
Dexter,
shit.
slings and arrows, all that sort of stuff. Also, wild. Paul Haggis created that. Scientology. Wild stuff.
They got their grubby fingers in a lot of pies.
I got to tell you, I love Paul Haggis in all of the Scientology takedown stuff. Fantastic. Oh, I know what you're all thinking. What was one of the many weird shows I watched while injured? Every episode of Scientology: The Aftermath with Leah Remini. Every fucking minute.
Is it great?
Yes.
I assume it's great. I watched the Going Clear documentary, but that was all.
You see, that one doesn't nearly go into how crazy Scientology actually is. And like you know where Shelley Miscavige is?
Is she the wife of the...
Of David Miscavige? She is
Yeah.
deep in the mountains of California, where they have a machine that laser burns words into titanium plates, and they're laser burning every word of hers, of L. Ron Hubbard's, into titanium plates
So they'll
And-
never be lost.
and burying them in the earth. Meaning, when the world society goes cataclysmic, Scientology is the religion they're going to find. Do you understand? Like, they are going to think we were all Scientologists.
Wow. Who is a Scientologist? Beck is a Scientologist.
I think he left.
Oh, did he? Good for him.
I believe it is Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Donna from That 70s Show, Hyde from That 70s Show. By the way, fun fact about Hyde from That 70s Show, big time sexual assaulter. Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss. That's right. We have Nancy Cartwright, the voice of Bart Simpson.
Nancy Cartwright, the voice of Bart Simpson.
Who else? I'm looking at one here. Erica Christensen. A lot of people I've never heard of. Jenna Elfman. Oh, but her dad was as well, Richard Elfman. That makes sense.
She's a
Doug
big-
E. Fresh. Old school hip hop rap legend Doug E. Fresh is a Scientologist. Damn.
I mean, Isaac Hayes was a Scientologist.
That's right. That's why he left South Park, which was his leaving South Park is one of my favorite episodes. It's so funny. And it's such a great threading of the needle of like, we love you and fuck you.
Sometimes your friend. What was it? Sometimes what was the explanation? Well, sometimes your friend.
I can't remember. All I remember is that they used a bunch of, because he couldn't obviously do the voice, they used a bunch of cut ups from old episodes to give him all his dialogue.
Yeah.
But just the way that the kids were like, but Chef, please don't. Like, we love you. Don't do this. And then when he finally goes, they just murder him in the most dead way. You're gone.
Agreed. Dougie Doug is better than Dougie Fresh.
I don't know who Dougie Doug is. Is that from the show Doug?
No. It's from the movie Operation Dumbo Drop and also from the other show called Cosby that wasn't the Cosby Show.
Greta Van Susteren.
I knew that. Greta Van Susteren gives $1 million a year. One time gave $10 million to Scientology.
God damn. That's so much money. William S. Burroughs was a Scientologist.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yep. Left in the 60s, though.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's like saying Pete Best was a Beatle.
Neil Gaiman was apparently.
No.
I'm looking at former members on Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt.
But that doesn't count in the same way. I want real deal. Like Neil Gaiman's up to all sorts.
His dad. So he was raised Scientologist in East Grinstead, which is where they have that massive church. Have you seen the East Grinstead Scientology church?
No, I knew it's there.
There's a lot of land on that. I used to drive past it because that was the Grinstock, the show that I used to host regularly for that Ollie guy. We would drive past it, and it is a lot of land. It's a lot of fucking land. Apparently Neil Gaiman's dad was a Scientologist and raised him that way, but he left the church and prefers not to speak about it publicly. Paul Haggis, Jason Lee. Oh, apparently Jason Lee left in 2016.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because a bunch of people left over. A bunch of people started getting rumblings of leaving because of their opposition to gay marriage, and then Paul Haggis leaving started a big giant sort of move
Oh, okay.
towards people leaving.
Charles Manson identified as a Scientologist while he was in prison.
Phenomenal. Also, there's another Jason Lee who is the founder and CEO of Hollywood Unlocked.
Ooh.
Hollywood Unlocked, by the way, does not exist as a Twitter account.
Laura Prepon,
I knew that one.
but she left in 2016. Leigh Remini, obviously. And that's basically all the people that I've heard of.
Did you
It's a
know?
lot shorter list than I expected it to be. I really expected it to be a lot more people. It's not that many. Sorry, what were you saying? Did you know?
Chloe Feynman. Did you know that Jason Lee has just stopped acting completely?
What's he doing? Just
I think just hanging out.
Nar?
He's a photographer now.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, Chloe Feynman from SNL's a Scientologist. Yeah.
Is she really?
Yep.
Why shouldn't I mention it to David Baddiel? I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, Scientology is fucking horrific. We should all feel the same way about Catholics too. No offense. I mean, some offense. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
What do you think that Scientologists are behind the perpetuation of the conspiracy theory that Jews run Hollywood? Just the eye is pointed elsewhere.
I mean, yeah, 100%. Yeah, we can't let Catholics happen again. Patty, I can't agree more. I mean, almost any religions. I'll go with it. Any religion.
Yeah. What about
Here's something-
Taoism? Those guys don't hurt nobody.
I've never been able to get this off the fucking ground, but
Big fan of Sikhs as well.
I do like a Sikh.
Yeah.
Is the Dalai Lama? So let me get this straight. You guys are atheists? Yeah. Still like the Dalai Lama though? Of course. He's not a religious being, except for the fact that he's literally the ancient soul of the Buddha, born into another child that a child finds. Is that right? That's what I'm to
Yep,
understand.
But there's no
Yep.
God. It's atheism because there's no God to praise.
Yeah, I'm still like, nah. Like no, like he can be an incredibly wise, amazing man, and I think he is. China shouldn't control Tibet.
Mm.
That said, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely some mysticism going on in there. There's a lot of magic, but technically no God. So fair enough.
And the fact that this one is like, I might be the last one because they've got the other guy that I need to find me.
Yeah, they took that kid. They took that kid,
Yeah.
and they will continue to take him. That's just one of the kids we know about.
Can I just say this? Am I the only one that so clearly sees why America is being so fucking harsh to Russia? Is that they're just like, hey, China, same to you, but this guy. You know what I mean? Like it's again, everyone like keeps being like, I can't wait. Who hates gays?
Probably Dalai Lama.
No, really?
Oh, probably. I mean, I haven't read that, but probably he is 90.
I mean, still though.
He's from a mountain town.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm looking it up.
I'm sure he doesn't have great views on women. I'm sure he doesn't. The Buddhist church is not great with women.
Hey, you know what's a weird, Chris? Here's my question: what religion do you think I've slept with the most of?
Rasta, but like
No.
white Rasta?
No, good guess.
Pagan.
Got one of those in there, of course, but no,
Probably
no.
Buddhist.
It's Buddhist.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest all atheists, which is not a religion. And so it was either
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, he changed his tune. Who?
Nice. The Dalai Lama on the gays.
Oh, he's changed his tune. What about on women? Yeah, I like George Carlin's belief. Yeah, I worship the sun.
Mm.
Also, here's a fun thing about George Carlin that blew my mind being in Florida. Guess who everyone in the fucking Free America Patriot movement love?
Oh, Carlin.
George Carlin.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
they all like it's a big thing apparently. I was told this by one of the comedians, like a big thing you can go on like Reddit and other places. And it's them using like George Carlin bits to be like, I wonder what he thought of this. And I'm like, he would have thought you were all assholes.
He would hate you. Bill Hicks would hate you. George Carlin would hate you.
Oh, I disagree.
All these guys
I
would
got
fucking
bad news
hate
for
you.
you. I have a feeling Bill Hicks would be one of those ones where you'd be like, he'd be similar to Will Franken. Seeing Will Franken's art, I would be like, he's not going to be a Trump guy. And then in 2016, I'm a Trump guy. You're like,
Maybe if he was still alive and he was an old man now, but I mean, like in his prime when he's making all this stuff that they're quoting out of context, they're like, he would have been on our side. No, he would have fucking hated you. There's no chance he'd be on your side. He would be anti-vax, but other than that,
he does have really good PR. That's because the Catholic Church hired Chris. I wanted to guess what company would it be so obvious where you get the PR person from for this current Pope?
Facebook,
Better.
Blackwater,
Better.
Walmart.
Better.
I'm out.
The guy
JP
who
Morgan.
Rupert Murdoch's
Yeah.
PR director.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of evil companies. I was just running through like, man, these are all real bad.
yeah.
That's something that's very funny to me. I was listening to a podcast. There's a great podcast called Tech Won't Save Us. And it's a lot of tech skeptical people. So they've obviously got some great episodes about crypto. And I was listening to an episode about crypto today, and I don't think he said it, but it was the way he pieced something together just made this thing ring clear in my head. And I love how all these people that are like anti-corporations, they want to bring everything back down and free stuff, are so dedicated to using currency that is exclusively run and owned by corporations.
Yeah.
That is... John, I have a theory. I
Go
don't think
ahead.
a lot of these crypto people have thought it through.
You know what, Chris? I've been slowly leaning towards that myself, especially when I had to explain to someone who, bear in mind, had a lot of money invested in Bitcoin. What a Bitcoin was.
You had to explain to him what it was.
Like they literally were like, I just bought another currency. It's just another currency. And I was like, what? No. And
Of
they're
what
like,
country? Bitdonia?
That was my first question.
Bitvia?
And they went, and then it's one of those one. If John does that make you the middle way? I don't know Buddhism enough to agree with that, but yes.
funny.
Also, can I just go back to Yes Meatballs? I'm betting that John's white women with dreadlocks is non-zero. You, my friend, are 100% correct. It is
Yeah.
at. Wait a minute. Addendum. Dreadlocks at some point in their lives. Dreadlocks while we had l'amour.
Give us both. I'm curious about both.
3 panoply, 1 straight ahead. Also, she laughed every time she had an orgasm, which I got to tell you this right now, one of the most upsetting things I've ever been a part of in my life.
I love that. That's very fun. King Geo, correct. El Salvador. El Salvador is changed their currency over to
Now.
Bitcoin because
What else were they going to do? They had literally
they had nothing.
were.
Might as well take a swing.
Yeah, and it was a strategy to literally just get rid of the rampant inflation that had destroyed their country.
Mm.
Also, I am really enjoying this Tech Won't Save Us podcast. Other podcasts I've been listening to, Knowledge Fight, where they go through and correct
Yeah.
the record on Alex Jones.
I heard one of those guys on another one that I called something Fever, and he was very interesting. Oh no, it was the defense lawyer for or the prosecution against Alex Jones came out. It was very
Oh
good.
my God, that defense
Very
lawyer
good
is the
episode.
best. I listened to a 4-hour interview, him taking through why that decision was made. It is so fucking, when he was like, we should have lost this case. He's like, this case is really difficult. We were just doing it because we assumed at some point the judge's order would be like, you get no money, but just take it down. Cause what the fuck?
Hmm.
But he's like, it's a freedom of speech case. We can't stop him from saying these things.
Hmm.
He was so bad at he was such an asshole. The judge was like, guilty. Like,
Love it. Love it. We all listen to Block Party Boys. I don't even know who that is. I've heard the name of the podcast, but I don't know anything about it.
what's blocked? I want to know what that is.
Kies Le Blocked Party. Wait, is that John Cullen?
I like that, John Cullen.
I told you I've known him since I was like 12, right?
What are you talking about?
John Cullen and I used to umpire baseball games together in Little League.
I want to beat you up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, John Cullen. Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't listened to it, but I know John from way back. Yeah, we were umpires. We worked in Safeway together. I've known John forever.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
What's that? Watch Party? Tech Won't Save Us?
The block party. This is so funny.
Are you listening to it right now? Or are
I'm
you
not.
just
I'm
looking at the
literally. I'm
description?
literally going through the titles, and it's literally just Michael Balazzo versus the Toronto Sun. How Michael Balazzo got blocked by an entire newspaper, and I'm just like, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this.
Yeah, I was a part of his time in Produce Patty. Some of my favorite memories are being caught by the national head of Safeway playing hacky sack in the walk-in freezer. John and I being caught by our general manager throwing watermelons at each other while we had a big knife and we'd slice it in half in the air like samurais.
Pretty fucking cool, man.
It was a really good time.
Pretty fucking cool.
We had a good ass time.
I don't know anyone who had a fucking great time working at a grocery store as a teenager. I don't know a single one.
Yeah, I mostly hated it, but John and I had some good times. John and I had some
Oh.
good times.
You gotta hate it, baby.
I remember a woman coming up to me screaming, "Where are the apples?" Well, I stood next to the apples.
Yeah, why didn't you tell her?
They were right there. They were right next to me.
Why are you hiding all of these apples from your apple friend?
I mean, I'm not that thick of a bitch, John. I can't
Would you
hide all the apples behind me.
Would you like to hear my favorite moment of getting blocked on anyone who listens to the Wrestler Review will remember this. This is fucking so good. Would you like to know, Chris?
Yes.
We did an
Also,
episode on
If you can explain what Fruit Ninja is, I would appreciate it.
you know what that
You got blocked.
so we got blocked by a guy named Mike Sanders. And the reason why we got got blocked by him was he was part of a wrestling group called the Natural Born Thrillers.
Oh,
And we, as a joke, reviewed all 5 of them. 3 or 4 of them, literally, like one of them didn't have a Wikipedia page. Is how little they're remembered. Mike Sanders is now a cruise ship comedian. Really bad, really bad.
damn.
And we reviewed his in-ring work and made fun of him a lot. Posted it online, tagged him on Twitter. We put it up the day his dog died. And he thought that we did that on purpose. Genuinely thought we did it on purpose, and then blocked us on everything. And as usual with my life, by the way, I got blocked, Dylan not blocked, as always.
I wonder if I'm still blocked by Danko Jones.
Janko Jones, you mean?
Danko Jones. I'm not. Yeah, I've been unblocked. That's exciting.
That's even weirder.
Yeah. Yeah. Then yes, Patty, we did. I'm not going to say that we invented it originally, but we just came by it naturally. A lot of parallel thinking. You got fruits, boredom, and knives.
Oh my God! Imagine if Mike Sanders and Danko Jones, the TTS title Twitch stream.
That would be. That's the only kind of rivalry I want. Is podcast forum, one of your nemesis, one of my nemesis, and we just battle it out over the airwaves, baby. And then culminates in one final live event where we act like we're going to shake their hands and bury the hatchet, but then we carry them.
Absolutely, we wouldn't do any of that. First of all, I don't feel like any of your rivals will start any of a competing podcast. Like, I don't feel like fucking Omar Hamdi, and that's the only one I can
Danko
think
Jones.
of. Omar Hamdi and Danko, again, I would actually listen to that. That might be superior to one.
But that's it. So Danko Jones is mine. Mike Sanders is yours.
I mean, a big part of me wants to get on to Danko Jones's podcast just to promote this show without him ever knowing that all of the things I've said about him.
Listen back. You know what's wild? Is it like we wouldn't have gotten in any trouble, but Jordan just got drunk and insisted on like fucking with Danko over Twitter one night and just tagged him in everything and was constantly like, hey, Danko, listen, hey. And so he listened, caused a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I felt like there was more to it because I remember at the time you were like, I don't want to revisit this.
No. Yeah. So, and I mean, Jordan and I've talked about it, and he's like, yeah, you're right. I had to explain to him, like, you never tweet drunk, buddy. You never tweet drunk. That's
Did he not know about that?
He didn't know. He's not a social media guy. He doesn't post on anything. And our Big Shiny Tunes Twitter account was the first Twitter account he'd ever had. And he sort of went mad with power, which worked out in some ways, because like he tweeted some things that made fun of Rain Maida that got Jeremy Taggart on board. And so we got to interview him, and he exposed us to a lot of new listeners. But
I got Jeremy Taggart.
Didn't.
Jeremy Taggart follows me on Twitter, and it never not is the best. Like, by the way, we should get Jeremy Taggart on.
We should absolutely get Jeremy Taggart on the show. He'd do it too. He's a nice guy.
I mean, you can tell him if he comes on, but ladies and gentlemen, if Jeremy Taggart's on, we are going. Ashley should not join that show.
Oh yeah,
because it will be 2 hours of. We're talking 90s Canada, baby. I Am Canadian ad. Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em collections. The band Our Lady Peace. The fact that Edwin now works at a bar in Toronto. How young Jeremy Taggart was. Which only makes sense in hindsight. Chad Kroger.
I'd love to get Chad Kroger on. Chad Kroger is the Jeff Allen of music.
Chad Kroger has no sense of humor about himself, but apparently everyone else in the band does, which makes it so much better. Where you're like,
same with Our Lady Peace, Rain Maida, no sense of humor. Other band members, yeah, he's kind of a douche.
Yeah, that's the thing is you need like those other guys, like you, because I guarantee when he's being a douche, they needed to be able to do this to each other.
Yeah.
Who's Rain Maida's wife? Chantel Kreviazuk?
Chantel Kreviazuk, yeah. There's a horrific video of them singing a song together. It's so serious. It's the most earnest thing.
Can we watch it? Can we watch it in mute just to see how fucking...
We're going to Toronto, the capital of Canada. That Canadian Bacon doesn't get the love it deserves. And I want more people to watch it all the time because it's a fucking great movie.
What's the song that they sing together? Is it I Can Change live on cue?
I think it is, yeah.
The thumbnail of this made it seem
Yeah,
saccharine and
that's the one.
unnecessary.
Oh, it's so gross.
I'm just gonna remove YouTube. I'll just remove YouTube.
Okay, thanks for watching, everyone on YouTube. Head over to Twitch if you want to watch this fucking video.
Yeah, because we are gonna watch this and then fuck off. Bye bye, YouTube. Everyone else stay put.
I love. Someone tweeted the other day, Vin Diesel's Instagram is the last pure place on the internet because he put this picture of him just like sitting on. It looked like a beach, and he's just looking serious out, and every comment underneath is just family, 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 family.
Oh, if I remove it from YouTube, it deletes the whole thing, I think.
I don't think that's true. Let me try.
It just is I just to get nervous.
Oh yeah, we have to end the broadcast. Yeah. Well, how about this? We'll post the video on the Discord.
Yeah,
So everyone can watch it.
Oh, I mean, we can do it also no sound. And all like it comes. I'm looking at it right now. It works no sound. Like no sound. You're like these. Look how over serious everyone's being.
This is cello.
I was about to bring up. There is a cello.
Look at make it full screen, John. Look at that scarf. He's inside in a scarf and a jacket.
Filmed in March in Toronto. That might be necessary. Outside.
They look like brother and sister. It creeps me out.
This is a very Toronto couple, by the way, which is a weird. I have a theory about there's certain Toronto men that just look so much younger than their wives. And my theory is they've done nothing to help raise children whatsoever. So they've been able to just age like someone that didn't have kids, but while having kids.
That makes a lot of sense. I can see that. No problem.
So Our Lady Peace, was it put together by that producer, like that great accusation of Matt Good leveled at them that you were just put together? By the way, yes. Do I remember feuds from 90s rock bands? Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Good famously canceled Matt Good.
Is he canceled?
Yeah. He had a bunch of allegations come out about him a couple years ago, to the point where when we were doing new ones were coming out, there was like 12 or something. New ones were coming out as we were doing Big Shiny podcast, so we would do disclaimers beforehand, and we'd be like, "Heads up, we know he's a monster, but he's on here, and it's a moment, so we're going to talk about it."
Holy shit!
Yeah, Matt Good, garbage. Matt Bad. Yeah. Well, I know that Jeremy Taggart was brought in for a drum audition. So like they had a big open casting call for a drummer, and he managed to win as like a 16-year-old. I think possibly because he was the one that Rain Maida thought he could control the most, but that's all hearsay.
Yeah, it's an interesting one too, because it's also like, well, I always think that it's always funny. By the way, I'm always shocked when who's the position in the band that you're shocked the most when they turn out to be crazy? Mine's bass player. Like fucking John Entwistle. That's wild. He was like that.
I don't. Crazy as in like living a wild lifestyle,
or like crazy, or as in like is the big dick, is crazy, like living a wild lifestyle, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, yeah. I'd say bassist because drummer comes with the territory. Famous advice: never date a drummer. Lead singer and lead guitarist, all ego, all cock-swinging. So yeah, it's got to be bassist. He's the only one that might. Oh, keyboard player, Baldy, absolutely correct.
I mean, I like it. Yeah, keyboard player,
keyboardist.
That guy from Blur makes cheese, right? Yes, he does. Cowbell guy, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fun show we've had. What a fun week we've had. We're ending the show right now because I have to go take a vicious shit. Chris,
nice. Also, it's on time.
Plug.
Two reasons.
We've gone late. So Chris is off to visit his dad, and I'm gonna go take a big stinky shit. Who are we gonna rate?
We're gonna rate JJ.
Everyone go say hi to JJ and let him know I'm taking a big stinky shit.
We love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, by the way, for support. The game stream yesterday was really good. We're going to try and make that a much more regular thing. Thank you also for Nick Oliveri. He's a bassist, and that does make sense. Gun battle with the police and did so much meth. Didn't get charged. It's so much meth.
Wow.
All right. It's time for a big shit. Chris, hit it.
And that's all. Penis into her vagina. And that's all. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm